What is up, everybody? I am back. Just giving my real quick Thanksgiving picks out for the NFL. These aren't my betting picks. I actually haven't even really looked at the spreads. I'll give those tomorrow morning. I'll do a short on those. Just give real quick, maybe betting tips for all three games. I'll probably just do one before each game starts. So tomorrow we got three games. We got the Bills at the Lions, Giants at the Cowboys, Patriots at the Vikings. All three pretty good games, actually. I think a pretty good Thanksgiving slate of games. So we'll get into it. Like I said, these are just real quick picks. Not going to be a long video. Not going super in depth here, but just kind of giving you my picks. First up, we have Bills Lions on CBS. I am going to take the Bills. Pretty straightforward. I think the Bills are the better football team. The Lions are playing good ball. They've won 3 in a row, and quite frankly, good for them because they've been due. They've lost some close games, especially even last year. They battled tough, played some close ones, but just couldn't quite get over the hump on some of those. So they're finally starting to win those games. They're a young team, and they're at home. They're feisty. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I do like Buffalo. Buffalo, I don't know if they went back to Buffalo from Detroit because they played last week in Detroit with the snow in Buffalo. So I don't know if they went back to Buffalo and then came back to Detroit or if they stayed in Detroit. I would think they would just stay in Detroit. Makes the most sense, but I'm not sure. So I do think the Bills win. I still have the Bills and Kansas City as the two top teams in the AFC. I know some others have emerged, but I think pound for pound, the Bills are still one of the best. I'll still take them to win the AFC East. I know they've had a little bit of a falter recently. They had that loss to the Jets and loss to the Vikings. I think they're fine, and I think they win tomorrow morning in Thanksgiving or the first game. I'm not sure what the spread is there. I would guess 6.5 maybe. Is my pad working here? Let me see if I can check it real quick. No spreads, and now I'm curious about spreads. This is very professional here and my pad is dead, so I'll check it later. But I think Detroit could cover that, but I do think Buffalo wins. The Giants are at the Cowboys in the second game. I actually think this is the game that's going to be the biggest blowout. The Giants are so banged up. I think Andrew Thomas is their only offensive lineman that's a starter that is starting. They lost Wendell Robinson last week after a big game. He finally had a big game for them, and then he goes out with an injury. They're already down. They do have Darius Slayton, already down Sterling Shepard. Galladay hasn't produced. They're without Adoree Jackson. They've already lost Xavier McKinney. So I think it's going to be a long game for the Giants. And Dallas, Dallas looked like a true Super Bowl contender last week in Minnesota. I don't think they win 40-3, but I do think they keep it going and win pretty convincingly here. I think the spread is 8.5 last time I saw it. I think Dallas would cover that. Dallas does have a tendency, you think they're there, and then they just, play down to an opponent. And the Giants have been good. I'm not saying the Giants are someone you need to play down to. But it's 7-3. The Giants' schedule is tough. Are they 7? Yeah, they're 7-3. There is a chance the Giants don't make the playoffs. I'm not trying to be negative towards the fan base. I think Brian Daboll is the best coaching hire this offseason. As a Seahawks fan, I'm very glad that Brian Daboll was not hired by Arizona in the NFC West. But their schedule is rough. They still have to play the Eagles twice, a Washington team twice that looks good, Dallas, Minnesota, and the Colts. They could be underdogs in every single one of those games, honestly. So it is going to be tough sledding for the Giants, I think, to make it in the NFC, despite being 7-3. I think Dallas wins pretty convincingly tomorrow. Dallas does have a tendency sometimes to play down to the opponent, but I'm going to take the Cowboys to beat the Giants in the second game. Third game is probably the best game on paper. Patriots are the Vikings. Again, I don't know the spread. My gut would be Minnesota's -2 or 3 or something like that. Not sure. Minnesota got shellacked by the Cowboys last Sunday. The Patriots won the miracle at Foxborough. I don't know if they're calling it that. On the punt return against the Jets to win that game 10-3. New England's offense wasn't good, but they did move the football a little bit against the Jets. They moved the ball better than the Jets did in that game. And their defense is playing fantastic of late. Bill Belichick's done a great job with that defense. Minnesota is 8-2, I think, with a negative point differential, which is absolutely wild. I didn't even think that was possible, but it is. I think everyone's kind of in agreement that I don't put Minnesota in that elite category in the NFC. I still think they're a good football team. I just don't know if I have them like as a Super Bowl contender right now. I mean, they are because of their record, and I think they will win that division for sure. But one nice thing for Minnesota is, yeah, that loss was brutal, but you can throw that away. You get rid of it. You got beat. You probably by the third quarter were pulling starters, hopefully. So you get rested and come back Thursday. I do think Minnesota wins a really, really close game here. Wouldn't shock me if New England got it done, but I do like Minnesota in a close game to rebound. I think sometimes coming off those blowout losses are easier. It's easier, like I said, to throw them away. New England's offense, I just don't think is going to do enough in this game. I expect a defensive struggle, but I do think Minnesota wins. So that is my 3 Thanksgiving Day picks. Nothing with the spreads yet. I'll have some of that tomorrow morning, but I do like the Bills, the Cowboys, and the Vikings. I know it's nothing crazy. It's the favorites, like probably in all 3 games. Yeah, I would be shocked if it's not all 3 favorites, but the favorites tend to win football games. That's why they're the favorites. So we'll see. Please let me know what you guys think. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to everybody that subscribed so far. I'm up to 130. It's not a lot for some people. It is a lot for me. I really do appreciate it that people are subbing. Most of my views are still coming from unsubscribed. So if you can't hit the subscribe button, I think you'll find some good content, some fun shorts, and just some good sports talk. I'm a Seahawks fan, so you'll get Seahawks breakdowns if you're a Seahawks fan and stuff like that. So, but also other teams as well, as you're seeing in this video. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And like I said, please like, comment, subscribe, and sub up. Peace.